Okay, so we got to the tip of the bonus there where it says Shamnis Boyer. So this is a little piece that we saw. Yichud Godel Bipita Magataris. So he's using the word Yichud here. So I'm not sure that I really saw that or understood it. So let's see what he's saying. The Yichud and Pita Gataris, the Zman Megefa Bar Minan Misugu Ma'od. So he says that the ability to be able to do Pita Megatoris properly. And let's see what he says, because we're reading down below now. I think that's what's the start here. So he says, Od Yichud Acher Amali Marizal Al Zman Megefa Bar Minan. He said, Od Yichud V'Kabbalas Amar Rav Zal L'Marcho Sheyesh Bil Kadei L'Hagen Ala Ada Bizman Sheyesh Begefa Lo Aleinu. The Zecha Be'inyan and Yichud, so this is the Inyan of the Yichud that we're talking about here. Shetzarach L'Kavech B'Shas Amiris, that you have to have this in mind at the time that you're saying a Gatoras Bizman and Megefa. So, Megefa is a very real thing. So, let's see what we have here coming up. Zecha Kavarcho Daticho Ki Kol Him Neshama Shabedei Adam. Hey Mimashim is Barum in Sheva Malachi Adam Demisa. So it's important, he says, his words are, so let's read the tip, I'm sorry. The Shama Benechab Yisrael Shayachim La'olam HaNikudim. So our Neshama is coming from extremely pure place, Olam HaNikudim. Sham Nish Baruch Sheva Malachim, but there's where the death took place of the Sheva Malachim. Because of the say the Bardo, but the Sakim, the Shiva, Hamalach, the Mesa, so that all we're doing is trying to bring out the Kedusha that of the seven Malachim. The Mamash and the Sakim and the Shiva Malach, the Mesa, and what is actually rebuilt for the seven Malachim that died. Me'edach HaPirur, HaBina'azim, V'nisaknim, HaNeshama, Shabnei Yisrael. So different. We're made out of Birurim. Our Neshamos come from these Birurim. V'Hasheva Malacha the Misa near Mazim B'Tevis. So the seven that died, they're referenced in the Torah, B'Pesukim, V'Edach HaMalachim, V'Shamalchu, V'Eretz Edom. We know that fact, but that's where we see this happening. Now, what exactly does it mean? So he says, number Kuf Samik Dalet, he said, V'zeh Asod Omra Mizal Kol Yisrael B'nei Malachim Heim. That's so crazy. V'zeh so that, which is really a pun or a play on the concept of where the source of an neshamas really is, from the Malachim Shemesu. V'zeh Asod Man She'Omra Chazal Kol B'nei Yisrael B'nei Malachim Heim. The Kavanah of this is like this: Sheneshamas Yisrael Nimshachim B'Mashim Misaknim Mavarim Mivaruchim Malachim Shenishbru. So he said, "V'kasher B'Socha B'Ruchim Yesh Ketzatz B'Sula Shelo Huvra." Now he's explaining something about a Megefa here. He says in that process there are always some neshamos or psulos. He said that are never refined out. So he says more. He says. Kasher, let's say kasher bebiruim shalom malach shenishbro. So that when we see that actually what's happening here in those biruim themselves, of the malachim that were broken, shemehem naasach and neshamos, and we make the neshamos out of them, nishar bechem kitzaz besulas shalom nivrachadayim. So in the kedusha, so I guess he's saying is it's still attached to it. This shtickle not good. He said, this becomes a poison. A adam which kills people, for whose seder sod pasuk yidabek what is it? Yidabek habach es hadaver. Let's see what he means by that. I don't know what that means. And it comes from those besulas. And the Sharna Besoch and the Shabbat B'nei Adam, Na'asa B'chem Eres V'Sam Hamavis, Asher of whom Memis as Adam, which kills people, Vizman Sheyesh Begefa Lo Aleinu. That sounds like, I was just flashing that, it sounds like the bubonic plague of the Middle Ages. So he said, "Kuf Samach Zayin." He said, "The Indian is like this," and explaining. He's getting Ozim Makalish Yesh Ozim Birurim B'Shukachanizgar. There are kali that are associated with these birurim. Haim Hamakim Abanogvim La'ada Bizman Magafa. They, in fact, these unrefined birurim or aspects of the birurim. So the part that still has not been refined out. Yesh bechem kali, there are kali there. So these kali that we find here in the neshamas of these people, that they actually are the killers of the person lo aleinu. Even it's already struck a man. Or he's dead. He killed him. So the kali are still there even after a person has been struck with them and he's dead from them. But tamid devukim, they're always touching him. That is the kali of devukim tamid in adam shehuka al yadam. Now we see that the tiv or the Hakavanot has turned in this direction, and we're going to see more of this hidden aspects of how to handle plagues. So Hakali af mekifim es adam hamukum bechem mekol tzedadav v'bekol tzedadav she avera bekama amos kafa zu shakali makifim mekol tzedadav v'sivosav shal adam hamukum bechem hu kashir shal kama amkos vivo. So this is really talking about what we call, the ability to spread the infection. So he says, "V'lo not only that, v'lo zu bilvad, ela rafida ba'osach hashkuna she'omed sham amoka." So even his neighborhood, o afilo eza kliyam omalvu shalo, or say a garment of his is infected. Sarkli his rachek mimenu. V'rafida b'kol osach hashkonos shenimsach b'sham adam amoka b'chel Mahakali hanimsayim bibiruch and b'shechel habalach shalom nivru. So he wants to say, we look at it as diseases, as germs, and we can fight it in that way. But the language that was used over here is these are the germs are poisons to a certain. They poison us, and they're found in the unrefined kali. Or so it comes from a certain, or a certain garment. Are the person, those things that are covering over the person that's struck. The gamri person has to stay completely and totally away from them. So as you go along and they're how they're clinging on. So you're got to go to that neighborhood. Or you're sleeping on the pillow of this person. Or you're wearing his shirt, let's say, or you touch it. Who mizdavek ba'osam akali on this karam. So this is the same idea, the spread of the disease. He's calling it by the name the kali, which are poisons within the poisons. O al yedech negiyasa b'kli shalamoka. O al yedech negiyasa b'levush shalamoka b'chum izdavik ba'osam akali. Sheinesha b'malcham shehul nivrarum. V'yachal lehinazek, and a person can get struck or hurt. Al yedech zech yachal gam adam havari lehinazek. Keven shemizdavkim bo hakale sheyesh them b'malachim shalo nivru. So this is a view of how this works. So he said, "V'zecha shenishbach Shaar hacholoyim v'chamamakos shebefarshim kisavo shebeparshim kisavo." So excuse me, and all of those different types of plagues. Lo kasik b'hu yidabek. It doesn't say about them though. I guess plagues is the wrong word. Those curses. It doesn't say like them that yidabek, that it clings, it gets stuck on you. Like we have in a plague. Mitam zeh lo kasa b'kol tochocho shal parsha kisavo. Okay, we have a little break coming up here, I think. And here he comes back. Okay, so let's go into this more. So we're now in a different subject, in a different frame of mind here, really. Mitam zeh lo kasa b'kol tochocho shal parsha kisavo loshen yidabek. So the concept of clinging on or getting stuck on is not, you don't mention that by those plagues. Elarak be'inyan the dever v'hamageva, only in regards to the plagues l'olein. Lefi v'chatam l'zera b'chu, he says shebishar acholos, because with all other kinds of sickness, ein hakale hachem is davkim sham, they're not clinging on to it. So here we're talking about sicknesses that are infecting. Kaven shebekol. So when I was in the 50s, when I was a kid, polio was a big problem. And you go to sleep at night in the summertime, they talk about swimming pools. I don't know where it came from or what to do about it. And it was crippling and killing people, especially kids. The Kevin should be called Shaar chutz mechadever, because with all other illness, with exception of dever, ein hakalet nizkarim el nizdavgim ba'adam, they don't cling on to the man. Masha ein came b'makas dever mechageva, which is not the case by things which are plagues, which really means death. This is one. They can kill a person. These are deadly plagues. Masha'en came b'makas dever v'megefa shesham hakali haniskarim la'el, because there, the kali that we're talking about up above, mizdavkim etzel la'adam mamish, they're actually clinging on to the man. They're stuck on him. This is the kali that come along with the berurim. So you're infected in this. Our neshamas, he says, are created out of the malachim, the birurim of the malachim shemesa. So those are our neshama, but some of them are sometimes. There's a pasula, there's a little pasulus that comes along with it, and it kills that neshama. He said, "Hakale devukim ima adam amukim bechem." That person is still talking. Umalbusha v'hakale devukim malbusha also shala adam amukim bechem. Uveshkunoso hakale nidbakim b'shkunoso shal amukim bechem. So also it's still there. It still clings onto that. V'kol Caleb and all of his garments. So he's really finishing up that idea. So they're still stuck on there. That's what it is. Now let's read the top on the next piece. So we have a few minutes, and we'll see if what we can garner from this. So this is a really good question. So you said all of this, and you talked about the nature of the kali. How it's still attached to kedusha in some way, and they become like a poison, and they could get out of control because of the devekas of the poison to the person. So he says, "Atam shachakatoris hu tikun the megefa, a gavarcho daticho beinin pita megatoris." I've also already let you know about this. Ki osim achad asa simone akatoris. This is what is actually inside of the kali. Now, he seems to, before he was talking about the kali that was associated with the berur. Here he's talking about the light that's trapped inside of the kali. Shelo yachlo, his bara, that was never able to be refined out. V'hem achad asa orosh b'kedusha. So these are the 11 lights of Kedusha, Mechayim, it's the Kali that actually bring life into the Kali. Now that whole thing about how that works, and he did line up which level of the 10 lights, let's say so to speak, is attached to which level of Kali. That kind of went over my head a little bit, if there's anything deeper into that. Let's go back. V'chein echad also oresh b'kedusha ha'mechayim etzakali. Because shecha ya'al lecha l'mala, and as they go up, this yistalko b'socha kali, they'll go out of the kali. You have to read them of Yishar built the hiyus of Yimus. Ve'enam meziki. V'zecha v'so the nizka b'zohar b'parshas v'yera b'medrash ha'nalim over there. He says, "Shetov lomer pita makatert bismanim ageva." So it's good to say this at the time of a plague. V'chein mitzina b'magevas adis korach. Also, we saw that what happened after the Korach incident. Shenitzarach on yedecha keteres shahektir achron. So therefore, they were really saved, or they were so tremendous pain. They were really Korach shenatzra. That's it. That they stopped the plague. Yedecha keteres shahektir achron. So exactly how they did it is not clear. This is it. Thanks for learning with me today. This is Baruch Fleischman, and this is the Tikkun Elevator Kola.